Monday, March 28, 2016. This is PSN News. Tonight, we'll have the latest on the major changes to the UPUA race.
We'll also take a look at the passing of the state budget. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michelle Backus.
And I'm Cherish Fong.
The international community is still reeling from last week's terrorist attacks in Brussels, and so is Penn State. At least 35 people have died as a result of the attacks, and at least 340 were injured. Thankfully, the Daily Collegian reports none of the 7 Penn State students currently studying in Belgium were injured. Tomorrow, Penn State will mourn at a Belgian vigil on Old Main Lawn. The vigil will be held at 8 p.m. and will honor the lives lost in recent terror attacks around the world. The vigil will be an open forum for attendees to speak their minds. We will have more information on the attacks later in the show.
The UPUA election race continues, however, without one executive ticket. The Divvy Fleming executive ticket has been disqualified from the race after recent findings. According to the Daily Collegian, the presidential candidate Divvy Agnehoorty and vice presidential candidate Megan Fleming were found guilty of early campaigning as well as sabotage by obstruction to fair campaigning and slander. These violations reduced the campaign's allowed spending by 35%. However, the campaign had already spent over their limit, resulting in their disqualification. 2 write-in campaign tickets have since sprung up to take their place.
Police are increasing patrol following 2 suspicious incidents that occurred in State College. 2 women reported being chased by an unknown man. According to the Daily Collegian, the first occurrence took place between 2 and 3 a.m. on March 17th on the 100th block of Nittany Avenue. The man was described as being white, 5'10" to 6 foot, and wearing all black. He allegedly chased the woman but stopped when she reached her apartment. However, 2 days later, one of the woman's roommates was also chased by a man from Beaver Avenue to South Fraser Street around 9:30 p.m. Police are still investigating whether these incidents are related and have since increased police patrols in those areas.
An 18-year-old man was arrested Saturday by State College police and is currently facing charges after attempting to enter a residence without approval and disobeying police commands. Michael Ryan Biggerton of Arlington, Virginia, was charged with aggravated assault, driver's license violations, escape, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and underage alcohol-related offenses. Although Bickerton tried to break free of police hold, he later complied with officers. They found he was intoxicated and possessed a fake Pennsylvania driver's license.
The lawsuit between the Paterno estate and the NCAA continues. According to the Daily Collegian, the NCAA has called for information from former Penn State branding director Guido Daglia. Daglia worked closely with late Penn State football coach Joe Paterno. He is being asked to supply any information he has about Paterno's image, name, and reputation. The NCAA is still also requesting that the Paterno family release more information relating to the fresh report. Court documents show that the NCAA is asking for all documents concerning criminal conduct or university rule violation by Penn State football players from 2001 through November 2011. As the NCAA continues to obtain more information, Daglia has 20 days to object their request.
Penn State has finally received the funding it needs after Governor Tom Wolf announced Wednesday that he will allow the state budget to become law. This comes after a 9-month-long budget impasse. President Eric Barron said state funding plays a critical role in our ability to offer an accessible, world-class education to Pennsylvanians. There would have been programs statewide that would have been eliminated and negatively impacted more than 100,000 people involved with them. Without this funding, Penn State would have lost more than 1,000 faculty members as well as a majority of the agriculture program. Students can now expect the tuition freeze because of the extra 5% in funding. Barron will continue to talk to the governor and legislators about future funding.
Coming next, we'll have the latest on recent terrorist attacks across the world. Keep watching.
A new 3D printing lab is now open in the Penn State University Library. The lab is called Maker Commons and houses 32 MakerBot desktop 3D printers. It is accessible for students and faculty of all campuses by sending projects to the printers via the Maker Commons website. Jonathan Jaglom, CEO at MakerBot, said Penn State is preparing students for jobs of the future by bringing a startup mentality to the university. As we said earlier, the entire world is mourning for Brussels. Right now, our own Alex Blankman is here to give us an update on how the world is reacting to the terrorist attacks.
Thank you. On March 22nd, there were 2 explosions in Brussels airport, one of which by a suicide bomber. In the first explosion, 8 people were killed around 3 a.m. Eastern Time. Roughly 1 hour later, another explosion took place in the Maelbeek subway station in central Brussels, which killed about 20 people. This occurred not too far from the European Union's core institutions. The terrorists have been confirmed to be from the Islamic State, being quoted in their plot against Belgium, calling them, quote, a country participating in the coalition against the Islamic State. Belgian authorities have since released a photo of 3 men seen in an airport, and with the help from some citizens, they narrowed down the suspects. An explosive device, chemical products, and an Islamic flag were also found during police raids in Maelbeek. In Belgium, France, Germany, and Italy, several people have been arrested on terrorism charges relating to the attack in Brussels, which killed 28 people. All flights and subway lines have been suspended both into and out of Brussels. The city has a population of roughly 1 million people and has been shut down for a few days. After these attacks, large cities like New York, London, and Paris have all upped their security. President Barack Obama also offered Americans assistance, stating, America will do whatever it takes to help bring the attackers to justice. The Eiffel Tower and World Trade Center have been lit up in the colors of Belgium's flag to honor the city and country in such a horrible time. And it really is a terrible time. A couple of my fraternity brothers are there. Thank God they're safe.
Yeah, it's great to hear that they're safe. We are definitely sending our love out to Brussels tonight. Up next, I'll be sitting down with Carly Haffner, the Panhellenic Vice President for Community Empowerment. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm here today with Carly Haffner, the Panhellenic Vice President for Community Empowerment. Hi. So, you recently hosted a Women's Empowerment Week. Can you tell me a little bit about your role in that and how it went?
Sure. Part of my job as Vice President for Community Development is to plan Women's Empowerment Week, and it's a really cool opportunity because it's pretty much all my own. Whenever I got the position, I was allowed to do basically whatever I wanted with it. So I knew that I wanted to get in some really cool speakers, and from the beginning I knew I wanted to host the career panel event.
Oh, that's great. So what kind of speakers did you get to host the events?
I had the Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer from Capital Blue Cross. She came in, her name is Dr. Jennifer Chambers, and I had never met her or heard her speak before her lecture that she gave on Tuesday, but I couldn't have picked or imagined anyone better for the role. She was really sweet, and she had the credentials to back up all the career empowerment topic she was talking about. Her story was so inspiring, and it made us all seem like everything we do each day is so easy.
Oh, that's so great. So you also added an additional career panel. So how did you get that started, or like what sparked your ideas to start that?
Well, as soon as I thought women's empowerment, I immediately thought career. That's why I'm at Penn State, to get a degree in order to get a job, and I think that's why a lot of people are here at Penn State, and we can have some trouble as women in the workforce, just getting our confidence and getting inspiration and having those mentors out there. So that's why I wanted to have the career panel, to bring in professionals to be able to talk to all Penn State women and be able to maybe give them some connections that they could use to help advance their own careers.
That's amazing. So have you done this in the past? Is this like an annual event that you hold?
This is the first year for the career panel event, and I'm really hoping that my predecessor takes it on as well and keeps it going throughout the years.
Oh, that's great. So do you have any plans for the event in the future?
Definitely. This year was the beginning, so that we were kind of short on attendees. So in the future, I'd love to have more women from all organizations come out and really take advantage of these professionals that are here just to meet us.
That's great. So when do you start planning for next year, or have you already started?
Well, I started planning this career panel as soon as I got the position, which was in November. So it takes a couple of months really to fine-tune everything, make sure all the organization is down. But my predecessor, who will be elected in November, will take over the role.
Oh, that's great. So do you have any upcoming events this week, next month?
Yeah, next month on April 10th, we have our annual IFC and Panhellenic Spring Carnival, which is open to the local community and families.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate it. Keep watching for your local weather forecast.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
A fantastic Easter weekend here in central Pennsylvania. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures were rather mild. It was a little bit gray Sunday evening. There were some rain showers this morning. A lot of those have now tapered across most of the Commonwealth. So those showers will continue to end tonight. We'll have clearing skies overnight. It'll be clear skies in store for the morning. A beautiful midweek Tuesday and Wednesday looking nice, much like this weekend. Good bit of sunshine with warmer temperatures at average, if not a little bit above. We do have a rainy and unsettled late week, though, starting Thursday into Friday before we dry out again for this weekend, which is going to be cooler than this past weekend, although it still looks like we're going to see quite a bit of sunshine. Here's the eye on the future, what we can expect over the next couple of hours. Tomorrow morning, sunny skies, plenty of sunshine throughout the entire day tomorrow. It's going to warm up temperatures quite nicely into the 50s, maybe even the middle and upper 50s across south central and southeastern Pennsylvania. Clear skies continue into Wednesday. During the day on Wednesday, it's going to start out mostly sunny, but during the course of the afternoon, we're going to have some high, thin clouds come in over across the area. So it'll be a little bit of a hazy sunshine out there as the next storm system approaches for the day on Thursday. But for the most part, still a good bit of sunshine to get temperatures up into the upper 50s and the lower 60s across southeastern parts of Pennsylvania. Here in State College, though, another great day is in store. Temperature-wise, it's going to be a little bit chilly for the start of the day on Wednesday. With the clear skies at night, temperatures are still going to fall down to about the freezing point, which could mean some patchy frost in some locations. But during the afternoon, temperatures warm quite nicely into the middle 50s. This is on Wednesday. It could even be a few degrees warmer. I think the model is underdoing the warmth just a little bit for the middle of this week. So your forecast for tonight, low of 34 degrees, partly to mostly clear skies. We'll start out partly, and then we'll get to about clear skies over the course of the night. A light northwest breeze at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tomorrow, 53 degrees, plenty of sunshine, seasonably mild. This is right about average temperature-wise for this time of year. So we'll see that over the course of the day tomorrow, and the similar situation on Wednesday with some of those high, thin clouds coming in. Here's your 7-day forecast from the Penn State Campus Weather Service. Again, plenty of sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. Those temperatures getting to 60 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday, temperatures getting up into the upper 60s. A cold front will be coming through on Thursday with some showers. Could even be talking a few thunderstorms. I decided to not put in thunderstorms yet, but it looks like the potential's there for a few thunderstorms during the afternoon on Thursday because of the warmer temperatures we will have with the cold front passing overnight on Thursday. Showers ending through the first part of the day on Friday, dry during the second, and then temperatures fall this weekend behind that cold front. Look, highs on Sunday will only get to about 40 degrees. It'll stay during the 30s for a large part of the day on Sunday, and a few showers on Monday. Could have a few wet snowflakes mix in. Of course, we'll be tracking that with the brief cool down we do expect this weekend. It is definitely possible. From the Penn State Campus Weather Service and for PSN News, I am student meteorologist Michael Spagnuolo. Stay tuned. Sports is next.
News Sports Update. Finally 4. Oklahoma, North Carolina, Villanova, and Syracuse. Those are the teams that punched their ticket to Houston over the weekend. The most surprising of all is Syracuse University, who became just the 4th double-digit seed ever to join the last quartet of teams. This is mighty impressive for a squad that many predicted would miss out on the tournament altogether. No team has ever had more losses going into college basketball semifinal than this year's Syracuse team. Oklahoma University, meanwhile, was carried once again by guard Buddy Hield. The senior scored 54 points over the weekend in wins over Texas A&M and Oregon. Hield will look to continue his torrid shooting against a Villanova team that has won its 4 tournament games by a combined 67 points. Meanwhile, UNC will play Syracuse in an all-ACC matchup. Hey, how's your college fencing bracket looking this year? Sure, it may not have the same popularity as a certain other March championship tournament, but don't tell Penn State's team that. The Nittany Lions were the only program with multiple semifinal contestants after both Andrew Makowitz and Nobu Bravu qualified for the national semifinal. The two competed in different events, with Bravo eventually losing out in the foil championship to Ohio State's Maximilian Chastanot, while Makiewicz took home first place for the second year in a row in the saber championship. By the way, for those like me who are wondering what the difference is between foil and saber, apparently foil allows for some body contact between the fencers, while that's strictly enforced as a violation in saber. Penn State baseball was in action over the weekend for their first Big Ten series of the year. The Nittany Lions traveled to Champaign to take on the Illinois Fighting Illini and returned to State College with a series victory, winning 2 of the 3 games, the last of which was one of the more entertaining Penn State games of the entire season. In what turned out to be the second leg of a doubleheader on Saturday, with the Penn State bullpen completely exhausted, freshman Justin Hagenman pitched deeper into the game than any PSU starter has pitched this year. The New Jersey native allowed only 2 runs while striking out 6 over 8 1/3 strong innings. The offense couldn't get much going early, but scored 4 in the 9th to come back and win the rubber game 55-3. The victory marks Penn State's 300th conference win since joining the Big Ten in 1992. I'm Brendan May. Back to the news desk right now.
March 28th, 2016. Thanks for joining us, and hey, make sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News.
And make sure to watch us every Monday night live at 7 p.m. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.